A Winnipeg woman was surprised over the weekend after discovering a gold wedding band in her children's Halloween bags. Simone Hilderbrand-Thiessen was trick-or-treating with her kids in North Kildonan on Friday night. The next morning, she was surprised to learn that what she thought may have been a toy for her kids was actually a wedding ring that had slipped in their bag while they were receiving candy. She joins us now via Zoom to tell us about how she tracked down the rightful owner. Well, good morning. Welcome to the show, Simone.
Good morning. Thank you for having me.
Okay, so take me back. A Halloween night. What happened?
So we were trick-or-treating in the neighborhood, just going around on the streets near our home. The kids had a lot of fun, as you do on Halloween, and came home. And the next day, we poured out all the candy to say, what's the haul? What did we get? And we found this ring. We were really surprised. It's not what you expected. And obviously, we're concerned, somebody lost this. This is important and precious to somebody. And what do we do? How could we get this back?
Describe to me, what did the ring look like?
So it was a simple gold wedding band. It looked like it belonged to a man, and it looked old. It looked like it had been well used and loved. And so, all wedding bands carry a lot of sentimental value to people. I think the fact that it was a little bit older also made me really want to get it back to the owner, because this was something that had represented years of a marriage. So trying to think, what could we do? I know there's a neighborhood Facebook group, and so I thought, well, a basic thing, I can make a post and say, if you think it's yours and if you live on one of these streets that we had trick-or-treated on, message me and let me know what it looks like.
You go through the candy, you find this ring, and you understand the sentimental value of it. I mean, what was running through your mind when you found this? What were the kids saying?
They were surprised. I think they were a little less interested than my husband and I. They were like, "Oh, it's a ring. What are you caring about, Mom?" We're like, "No, this is important. This is precious to somebody." We know that rings can slide off fingers, but we only could have assumed like this was by accident. It's not. It was clear that this wasn't a toy, and we're like, "This is something we need to try to return."
So you find the ring and you decide that, okay, you're going to put up a post on social media. So what did you hear? What did people say to you when you put that post up?
Yeah, I had lots of reactions, lots of people commenting and saying, I hope you find the owner. Thank you for trying to find the owner. Thank you for not keeping it, and wanting to do the good thing, the right thing. I was really a little overwhelmed by the response. So many people commenting and sharing and liking the post. And then within a few hours, actually, I got a message from a woman saying, "I think this is my brother's, and he lives on this street, which was just around the corner from our home." And yeah, and her description checked out with the ring.
So you get a message from someone who knows who the ring belongs to, and what do you do next? You get it to the rightful owner. Tell us more about reuniting the ring with the owner.
Yeah, so I texted then with the owner, with her brother, and he right away also described the ring and identified his address and said, yes, we would love the ring to come back. And then we were able to quickly arrange a time, and on Sunday afternoon, dropped it off. My husband actually dropped it off with our daughter and said that the owner was just really, really grateful. And, had realized that the ring had been lost at some point in the evening, but then didn't know what to do. You don't really have a recourse. You can't run down the street and call after kids, "Hey, did you get a ring in your bag?" They weren't sure what to do. And so they were really grateful that we were able to find them and give it back so quickly.
And did you learn at all how the ring ended up in the bag?
I think it was just a matter of, our fingers change as we age, and it's cold out there on Halloween. So, you're going in and out of the warm and the cold, and rings just then can sometimes slide off when your hands get a little chilly. I think it was purely an accident. He didn't notice, and it just slid off his finger as he dropped candy into a bag.
And how does it feel now to know that you were able to return the ring back to him?
I'm really grateful. As much as you say, we're going to make a post, we're going to try to find the owner, there's always the chance that it won't work, that you're not going to find the right connection of people. And I think it's really important to do the good that's in front of us. And I was really happy that we could return it, and that it's able to go back to the owner and represent the commitment and their marriage.
Well, Simone, it's such a lovely story. I really do appreciate you joining us on the show this morning to share it. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Mhm. Yeah, it's my pleasure. Thanks for featuring this. It's been nice to see how excited people are about a small good news story.
Absolutely good news. Thank you again. That is Simone Hilderbrand-Thiessen, who lives in North Kildonan. That's where she was trick-or-treating with her kids on Friday night before they found a wedding ring in their Halloween bags and were able to reunite it with its owner.